Hey, so you can see like what it is written over here. I am uploading the last few days of videos of mass communication of the National Institute of Open Schooling NIOS, and in that it's a senior secondary, which means 12th standard. I am teaching them introduction to print media now, chapter number 5. The section the print related we have already started, and in print section 2, module 2, chapter number 1, we are doing introduction to what? Introduction to print media. If I say the print media, first what comes in your mind? As simple as that, newspaper, right? As simple as that, newspaper comes in your mind. Okay, so here if I say in the previous module, okay, in the previous module you have learned about different forms of mass media. The previous module, which means chapter number 4, you have learned about the different forms of mass media, right? Radio, TV, television, newspaper. Print media, as you know, is one of them. Okay, one of them, which means newspaper. Print media is one of the oldest and basic form of mass communication. Newspaper is the only one of them which are communicating the mass of people. Right now, if I talk about the world, okay, in the world, how the people are communicating with the help of mobile phone, right? It includes, if I talk about, newspaper is the oldest one, because there is the because the TV was invented later, radio was invented later than newspaper. So in print media, how many things are there? Newspaper is a part. Newspaper, magazines, weeklies, monthlies, and other forms of printed journals. Clear? The basic understanding of the print media is essential in the study of mass communication. Okay, the basic understanding of the print media. Okay, the basic understanding of the print media is essential in the study of mass communication. Okay, so print media, obviously, like we are doing a mass communication, so the print media of basic understanding is very important. Clear? The contribution of print media in providing information. Okay, the contribution of print media in providing info and transfer knowledge is remarkable, right? Clear? So definitely we have to understand the newspaper and all, and the contribution of print media is providing, okay, the contribution of the print media is in providing information. Just look carefully over here. Okay, the contribution of print media in providing information and transfer of knowledge is remarkable, right? So definitely, we as a mass comm student, okay, you have to understand about the print media, and this is very important. And we have to understand about the contribution of print media in providing information and transfer of knowledge is very remarkable. Even after the advent of electronic media, the print media has not lost its charm and relevance. Print media has the advantage of making longer impact on the minds of the reader with more in-depth reporting analysis. Like if you talk about, like we are digitally way more ahead in the world. Like we have mobile phone, we have many things, smartwatch, many things, but then also still the print media doesn't lose their charm till now, right? Still the print media is a one type of mass communication, right? And help the reader to get the information in detail. Okay, And after studying this lesson, you will be able to after studying this lesson you will be able to do the following. Okay, you can understand that. First, let's start with the newspaper. We will understand about newspaper in this chapter. Then understand about the history in clear. Let's start. Newspaper clear. Before teaching this, I want to tell you that in presently 2023, the human beings are not bothering about newspaper. People. There are some people are there who is reading a newspaper, but those individuals are belonging after the age of 40 years. But now presently, below 40 years, the people are not preferred to purchase a newspaper and start reading. Never. Why? Because there is a generation gap. Okay. So newspaper. Print media generally refer to newspaper. Print media generally refer to what? Generally refer to newspaper. Newspaper collect the information, edit it, and print the news and report articles. That's it. This is the job of the. What is the job of newspaper? Collect, edit, print news and reports and articles. Clear? Reports and articles. Reports and articles. For example, the yesterday there was a ceremony of this particular event, so that will become the article. So the newspaper, what they will do, they will collect that information, they will edit it, they will print. Clear? There are newspaper published in the evening also. There are some newspaper which are published in the evening time also. They are called as eveningers. Okay, eveningers. Clear? Okay, newspaper. Whenever we are talking about print media, newspaper is very important. Okay, what newspaper do? Newspaper collect the information, edit it, print it, and all. Clear? There are some newspaper who are publishing in the evening, and that is called as eveningers. Clear? And why do people read newspaper? There is a reason. First of all, we need to understand why do people reading newspaper. Like if you see, if I ask you why the people are reading newspaper, you will say that only senior citizen who are feeling bored in their life, that's the main reason they are reading newspaper. They read newspaper for a variety of reason, right? Let us consider a few example. Okay, just forgot about our example, because we are thinking that, because when I was small I was thinking that the people used to read a newspaper because they are feeling bored in their life, or either they are a senior citizen, or either they are sitting on the saloon. Clear? Yesterday, so there are some examples. Let's try and understand why the people are reading newspaper. There is a very easy reason to understand that. Yesterday, while going to the city, you might have seen an accident. Yesterday, just imagine over here. Yesterday, while going to the city, okay, city, you, like for example, like I am living in Mumbai, so city side. In Mumbai also there are some parties city, some parties above. So while going to city, you might have seen an accident. Okay, you have seen an accident, and two buses had collided, and by the mirror side you could make out that many passengers must have been killed or injured. Okay, and you were busy with your daily engagements and forgot about the accident. Okay, you were busy with your daily engagement and forgot about the accident. Clear? Okay. Yesterday, while going to the city, you might have seen an accident. Okay. When you are going to the city, you might have seen an accident. There were two buses are collided, which means two buses are crashed, and you were busy with your daily engagement and forgot about the accident. Okay. And you have seen the accident, but when you are busy to going college and all, to having fun with your friends, you forgot about the accident. Only today morning, you recall that accident. You recall that incident. You were curious to know more about it. Okay, you were more curious to know about it, and you wanted to know how many passengers were killed or injured. Okay, where you will look. So the situation is very simple. Like here the situation is saying that you are going towards the city, and while going to the city you have seen one accident, and because of your daily engagement routine, you forgot about the accident, but in the morning, next morning, you are very curious to know about that. So where you will see, obviously the newspaper, in the newspaper of course, so you would pick a newspaper and read all about that accident, right? Passenger train collide, is that 150 injured, right? Ramu and Ravi, passenger train collided with goods in 1575, that and 150 injured. Ramu and Ravi were planning to go for a movie. Okay. Another example, Ramu and Ravi, they were planning to go for a movie. For which movie? Animal movie. Right. Both got pocket money from their parents and permission to go for a film. Okay. Ramesh and Ravi is a student like you. They got money from their parents to watch a movie. Okay, and permission also. Ramu asked Ravi. Ramu asked Ravi whether he knows the names of films playing in different theaters in the city. Okay, playing difference in the city. So Ramu asked the Ravi. Ramu asked his friends, like there are some kind of films which are playing in different theaters in the city. Ravi was also sure about it. Ravi was also sure about it. So they picked up. Ravi was also sure about it. They picked up the newspaper. The paper gave all the details about the film shown in the different cinema halls in the city. Clear? So another example is very simple. There are two friends are there. They got the money. They got a permission for watching a film, but they are not aware about it. Like where exactly the movie is released, in which theater. So they have picked up a newspaper. Clear? Now the cinema in city. Okay, in cinema in city. So the royal picture. Okay, royal royal cinema. Blood in the Rose Garden. 3 p.m. to this. Like these are the newspaper. The Ramesh and Ravi is saving. Like okay, Pallavi, my sister. Clear. Master occurred. Right. Target and rescue. These are the time. Clear. Okay. So these are the various reasons the people used to read a newspaper. I know that you are not going to read a newspaper, but you have to understand that. You must have seen such columns in the newspaper, right? Such columns in the newspaper like this, and they appear under the title entertainment. Okay, they will come in sports, they will come in politician. No, they will come in under the entertainment. So you look into the newspaper for entertainment also. Clear? You looked into the newspaper for entertainment also. Clear? Okay, so you looked into the newspaper. Okay, and entertainment section also. There are different sections are there newspaper. Sports section is different, entertainment section is different, politician section is different, this section is different, education, business. Okay, so in the entertainment section you will get this. Clear? Okay. Raju is a resident of Bhopal. Clear? Raju is a resident of Bhopal. Okay, which means Raju is living at Bhopal, and he wanted to visit his uncle in Delhi. Raju is a boy, and he is living in Bhopal, and he want to meet his uncle in Delhi. And as he was busy during the weekdays, okay, so Raju was totally busy during the weekdays. He was free only on weekends. So before booking the ticket, he wanted to know about the train timings. He used to see that. So by reading, you can easily understand. So the people also wants to read a newspaper. They want to know about the train timings. So he picked up that paper. Clear? Train timings are given. You must have seen such columns in newspaper. They give such information. So reading reading the paper for information also. Thus newspaper plays a very important in our daily life. We read a newspaper for news, entertainment and information. Clear? So three examples we have seen. Entertainment, which means Ramu and Ravi. Information related to Ravi, this Raju. News, which means you went to the city and you have seen the bus collide. Clear, everyone? Okay, can we move ahead? The history of printing. What? The history of printing. Okay, the history of printing. The history of printing. Now we will try and understand what is the background, what is the little bit history of a particular printing. Let's try and understand that. Now, okay. Have you seen a palm leaf? Have you seen a palm leaf? There were a time when people used to write on the palm leaves, and this was the discovery of paper. Some of the old manuscripts were written on the palm leaves and preserved in the national in Delhi. If I talk about the palm leaves, first of all, let me show you where is the palm leaf so you can better understand. Okay, this is the palm leaves. Uh, okay, these were the palm leaves. The people used to write on the palm leaves, right? They used to write on, yeah. Clear? Okay. So like this, right? You just now we have seen the people used to write on the palm leaf. As simple as that. Clear? It is before the discovery of a paper. The people were writing on the palm leaves, and this were the invention before the. And it is also there in the Delhi. Also, if you see, it is there in the Delhi, right? Same thing. It is there in Delhi. Clear? Okay. Uh, the Chinese were the first to invent the art of printing. Chinese people in China, they were the first people who invent the art of printing. Okay, invent the art of printing. They made the wooden blocks to print letter. They made one kind of wooden blocks to print the letters, and this was started during the period of Tang Dynasty in 600 Anno, which means Common Era, which means 600. So in Tang Dynasty, it was started. They were the first people who were printing, invent the art of printing. They have a block printing. The oldest known surviving printing work in a wood block is the Buddha scripture 680 Anno, and it is now exhibited in a calligraphy museum in Tokyo, capital of Japan. So the if I talk about the oldest surviving printed work, till now, the surviving printed work we have in Japan in Tokyo of the 684 AD. The first printed book, okay, the first printed book published in China was, okay, the first printed book, the first printed book published in China was the Buddhist text. Okay, the first printed book published in China. Okay, the first printed book published in China was the Buddhist text, right? The Diamond Sutra by Wang Chik in 1868 AD. Some of the copies of the Buddhist scriptures printed in 1377 are preserved in museum in China. You can see the 13771. Okay, these are the very old. You can see 2023 is going on in 1377. Very old printed work had done. So we can easily say that the people who had written that, they were the very old people. They didn't written, but it is a block printing one. Clear? Can you imagine a world without a paper now? Without paper nowadays we can imagine a way, but world without a paper. Nowadays the paper has become the integral part of our life. We need papers in the morning. Write on notebook, made a paper, send a letter to using the box thing. Okay, and for paper box and delivery and everything, you have learned earlier the lesson how this paper is made. Though the Egyptian made the paper, okay, though definitely the Egyptian made a paper by 3500 and before Common Era, it came in Europe only by the 11th century, which means 1000. The first paper mill in Europe was set up in Spain. Okay, the first paper mill was in Europe, were set up in set up in Spain in 1111 20. Clear? And then block printing came in. So here little bit history we will try and understand. It started from Egypt. Okay, then it went to Europe. Then the block printing came in Europe by 1300, which means for 14th century, and it is believed that John Gutenberg, what the most of you already aware about him. Again, I am saying from Germany, John Gutenberg had developed the printing technology around 1439. Gutenberg also invented the all-best ink from printing. Okay, he printed the Bible in 1450. Okay, he printed the Bible in 1450, and it was the Latin language, and had 1282 pages, and he used the movable printing blocks for the book. Clear? Okay. So the printing technology came to in India in 15. If I talk about in India, this technology came in India 1556, and it was the Jesuit priest, and that person is the Jesuit priest who brought this technology to our country. The first book printed in India was the Portuguese language in Old Goa, and it was Doctrine Christ by Saint Francis Xavier. The invention of the printing has revolutionized mass communication. Has changed the mass communication. Books are printed, large numbers circulated many countries. No other invention has such an influence in the history of mankind. Write the names of three national dailies. Newspaper Times of India. This Hindu. Who invented the art of printing? Egyptian. Okay, Egyptian. What what did they use printing? Block printing. When and where the first paper mill started? German. Clear? You can find in the above paragraph, as simple as that. So the first newspaper we will learn in the next video. Clear? So till now we have understood about the print media newspaper we had done. We little bit the first newspaper we will try and understand in India how it is printed and many things. Clear? Let's start. Why we have understood why the people, what is the reason behind the people are taking a newspaper. Okay, thanks.